Week 5 was crazy. Week 6 is probably going to be even more. Let's go ahead and get into your Week 6 power rankings. Here we go. All right, coming in at number 10, it's going to be your Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, they had actually fallen out. Everyone's seeing what happened with Kenny Pickett. There was questions in regards to what's going on with the Steelers, whether or not Matt Canada should be fired. Was this going to be the end for Mike Tomlin? Well, guess what? They've been changing some things around. And yes, you could say that them beating the Ravens was a fluke game, but they did it. They won. A win is a win, and they took the win against the Ravens 17-10. So they're going to come in at number 10 this week, ladies and gentlemen. Your Ravens back in the top 10. There you go. They're 3 of 2 and first in the AFC North. Coming at number 9, it's going to be your Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, obviously, taking the win against the Bills is very, very huge. This is a great win, especially after coming off that win against Atlanta. Gave them some momentum, gave them some heart, some more determination. I really liked what I seen as far as from the Jaguars defense. Trevor, he had some issues as far with fumbles, but hey, when the defense can save you and keep the Bills at bay and give you a chance to give you a shot to get things together, that's kind of what happens against a team like the Bills. So they actually pop back up in the power rankings as well in the top 10, and they're going to come in at number 9 with the win over the Bills 25-20. Next up, coming in at number 8, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be your Ravens. Now, yes, they did take a loss, but this is still a solid Ravens team. They still have a decent defense. They still have a decent offense. And I really feel like that loss to the Steelers could have went either way. There were so many issues as far as that play in that game that it was a toss-up. Luckily, obviously, the Steelers did win, but you got these Ravens coming off a 28-3 win against the Browns, a close loss to the Colts, a win against the Bengals 27-24, and then a win against the Texans. So, yeah, we're not going to bump them down too much, but they do go from number 7 to number 8 this week. But I do think they'll bounce back against the Titans. We'll see. That game will be on Sunday, and I will be streaming it. Next up, it's going to be number 7, your Seattle Seahawks. Now, obviously, they were on a bye week, so they're going to get bumped up basically by default. But I still think they're very solid. Obviously, they had a loss against the Rams, win against the Lions, win against the Panthers, and a win against the Giants, and which we know what's going on with the Giants. I get it. But the defense really showed how powerful they can be. I like Geno Smith. I like this offense. Pete Carroll, will they get to the playoffs? I think so. I think they'll make a run for the playoffs. Still too early to say. But, hey, I did have them in my playoff projections before we got started with this season. And they've started out pretty strong. So, yeah, next game up for them is going to be against the Bengals. I'm excited to see what they do against them. And then there it is. So Seahawks are going to come in at number 7 this week, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, it's going to be the Bills. Now, obviously, taking the loss against the Jaguars, that was tough. Plagued with injuries. You could say the ref calls, all kinds of stuff. You could talk about the turf, whatever you want to talk about. Guess what? Jet lag. We can go there. The reality is this. No matter what, no matter the circumstances, no matter the issues, no matter the adversities, you have to rise to the occasion. And unfortunately, the Bills didn't do that. But guess what? I'm not going to take away the fact that the Jaguars outplayed the Bills, because they did. They played a great game on the offense, and they played a great game on the defense, and it just seems like we couldn't get it together. The loss with Tre'Davious White, the loss with Matt Milano is very significant, and it's going to have long-term ramifications for the Bills moving forward. So, yes, they do drop to number 6 this week in the power rankings. Hopefully, things can be figured out moving forward as far as with the defense. We do play the Giants next, which obviously we think that's going to be, a victory, right? Should be a victory. But yeah, they'll go down to number 6, the Buffalo Bills this week. Coming in at number 5, the Miami Dolphins. All right. Obviously lost to the Bills, but then took care of business against the Giants. And I really feel like Giants is like the team where everyone goes to take out all their frustrations. So there you go. Miami lost to us. Then they went and beat the Giants, took care of business against them. And, yeah, you still got a quality team with Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Tua's out there still throwing the ball. So when you have this team go against a solid defense, I think things will change more so towards the end of the season for these Dolphins. And it's going to get quite interesting. So right now, yeah, we got them coming in at number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in at number 4, it's going to be the Lions. I told you guys last year, Jared Goff was going to be a different man coming into this season. And guess what? We're seeing that. We're seeing a great running game. We're seeing a great defense. And we're not only seeing them play good, but even in these close other games with good defenses, guess what? KC, 21-20. They took a loss to the Seahawks, 37-31. Bounced back against the Falcons, 20-6. Bounced back against Green Bay, 34-20. And then crushed the Panthers, 42-24. So, yeah, they're going to go ahead and come in at number 4 this week on the Power Rankings. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Now, listen, I got a bone to pick with you Kansas City Chiefs fans for a couple of reasons. And I feel like you're doing the same thing that the Eagles are doing. And it's just skating by. Obviously took the loss to the Lions, 21-20. Won against the Jags, but they held you down to 17 points. Won against the Bears. It's the Bears, 41-10. But you get to the Jets, you win by 3. You go to Minnesota, you play against the Vikings, you win there by 7. These close games are really, really going to be difficult to win once it's further along in the season. Your defense is beat up, your offense is tired. What's going to happen moving forward? We'll see. But for right now, KC's number 3. There you go. Next up, coming in at number 2, ladies and gentlemen. This should be quite easy for you. Your Eagles, they're 5-0. And just like I said with Kansas City, guess what? They are skating by. 25-20 against the Patriots, 34-28 against the Vikings, 25-11 the Bucks, 34-31 the Commanders, and 23-14 for the Rams. Each of these games are basically one-score games. I mean, minus the Rams and Buccaneers. But, Commanders could have potentially won. Vikings could have, tied it up, went to OT. And if the Patriots could have came down and scored, they would have won that game. So, yeah, can the defense stay consistent and hold these better teams further along in the season at bay so that the Eagles can continue this run that they're on? Right now, things look great. They're 5-0, and they're also number 1 in the NFC East, so they're going to stay at number 2. And obviously right now you should know, you should already have the answer. Number 1, it's going to be your San Francisco 49ers, ladies and gentlemen. Brock Purdy, he is having a hell of a season, without a doubt. Over 1,000 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. The man is out there balling. He is having the time of his life. He's making it look easy. George Kittle's having a stellar year. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Listen, Chris McCaffrey, this man is looking to be an MVP. They're saying that Brock Purdy is in the MVP conversation as well. So, without a doubt, this team is a force to be reckoned with. Number 1 offensively, number 1 defensively, and they are the team to beat right now. And if they keep going the way that they're going, you're going to see these 49ers in the Super Bowl. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your Week 6 power rankings. Let me know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Did I leave out a team that you think should be there? Drop your power ranking predictions in the chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, and, of course, subscribe. Obviously, all the news is down below for my stream schedule. So I will be streaming Thursday and, of course, Sunday. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.